Mysterious lights hovering in the skies across several parts of the country. This video is from Indianapolis of a strange formation that appeared this week. Now, people in Metro Detroit say they've seen something just like it. Last night, our newsroom and our Facebook page got several reports of strange lights in the skies over Metro Detroit. And tonight, Fox News' Ron Savage is on a mission to find out what they really are. Ron.
You know how we operate here. We do stories on talkers, and this is a talker. Everybody's talking about it. What are the lights in the sky? Mysterious lights in the sky. Many Metro Detroiters have been wondering, what am I seeing?
It wasn't quite as high as you would see. I've been watching the airplanes tonight, and it wasn't quite as high as them. And I mean, like I said, you could actually see the triangle shape of the object.
David Levy was outside Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. with friends in Flat Rock, and suddenly
we were outside, and up in the sky we saw a triangle-shaped light with, or a triangle-shaped object with about 5 lights flashing heading north.
Who saw it first, a friend, or did
you? I did, yes.
Yeah, what'd you say?
I asked people, what do you think that is? And everybody was like, I don't know. And then later on at night, I found out that people had been seeing this object all over. In fact, our Fox 2 Facebook page has been blowing up with hundreds of posts, people seeing lights like Lisa. She writes, I seen some in Southgate, but thought it was fireworks and weird for January. Nick writes, I assumed they were planes. They were flying in the same direction. I watched them for about 10 minutes, and I counted 4 or 5 of them. I'm over in St. Clair Shores. Mario writes, I seen it in East Point, off 9 Mile. It was something crazy. And Sean writes, I was the one who called into the Fox 2 newsroom and first broke this story. They were black, triangle-shaped objects making circles over West Bloomfield and Farmington Hills. There was no noise, and they had bright lights. I'm not making this up, and I know somebody else saw these things. These lights are all over YouTube. The original poster says they were shot in Miami this week. And these lights were said to be shot in Indianapolis. Is this similar to what David saw in Flat Rock? This kind of looks like a stand in one spot, but that's exactly what it looked like, except there was 5 of them. 5 lights? 5 lights. William Konkoleski of the Michigan Mutual UFO Network has also been taking calls from people who see lights at night all across Metro Detroit.
It's very possible that people are seeing military aircraft that they haven't notified us about yet, like the spy planes or also the stealth aircraft that have been flying on our skies now for a few years. It's well known that they were testing these aircraft well before they notified people that they even existed. Now, on top of all that, we have unmanned drones up in the sky, and those things really look strange, especially for somebody that has no idea what they could even be.
And certainly some people may be skeptical when they hear that somebody's reporting lights in the sky, but perhaps there is a logical explanation for some of these light displays. They've been reported all over the country and all around the calendar, all year round. It doesn't seem to be a particular time of the year when they're reported more so than others. And across Michigan and Metro Detroit, we're getting reports, and our Facebook page has been blowing up, as you know, recently, Huel, with a lot of people reporting these lights.
Ron, for years, the Air Force conducted an investigation of so-called UFOs. They found no official proof. Any word from the feds tonight about those strange lights?
Well, you wonder if the military's involved, as one of our UFO experts was curious there to mention. We did put some calls into Selfridge, the FAA. We didn't get any reaction. Could be a logical explanation for some of these light displays. I'll tell you this, there's no full moon right now, but we're getting an awful lot of reports of lights in the sky. Huel?
Certainly not a weather balloon, Ron. All right, thank you.
That's right.
Well, lights up in the sky aren't really that unusual around the new year.
However, some Cleveland residents say they saw something more than your typical firework display. Eyewitness 2's reporter Katie McCall joins us live with the story, all new at 6. Katie?
Gina, a Cleveland woman who says she has never before spotted a UFO swears that she saw one hovering in the trees right over US 59. Now, a UFO investigator is looking into whether this was a plane, a helicopter, or something from out of this world.
Just there, like, this.
On December 30th, Lauren Harris was on Highway 59 in Cleveland when a brightly lit cylinder hovering in the sky caused her to pull over.
Strange, like the lights were pulsating on it and it would disappear for a few seconds and it would reappear in the same spot. And then we noticed too that it wasn't moving at all. So we're like, no, that can't be an airplane. And what would a helicopter be doing this late at night over the wood? I think it was a UFO.
The nursing student says she tried to document the encounter.
I put my phone up like this and I tried taking a picture of it, and then I put it back down and it was gone.
But never expected to be taken seriously. To her surprise, Fletcher Gray from MUFON, the Mutual UFO Network, is investigating.
I have verified over 345 cases.
Gray looks into reports of extraterrestrial vehicles, alien encounters, and aircraft modeled after alien vehicles not acknowledged by the government.
This was verified by 2 independent witnesses. This is a UFO because we don't know if it belongs to extraterrestrial or if it's one of our own. Here's a lady that supposedly had a transplant where she'd been abducted. These ETs or extraterrestrials are moving from one star system to the next.
Gray believes a Cleveland police officer saw the same thing Harris did, and he's trying to obtain dash cam video. He's also looking into this reported sighting in Houston. His message to UFO observers: don't be afraid to speak up.
Always contact MUFON and to make their reporting sightings as long as they're credible.
The police chief in Cleveland tells me he is not aware of any such sighting or dash cam video within the department. Gray says that is very common in his line of work, and it will not stop his investigation. We're live in Cleveland. Katie McCall, 13 Eyewitness News.
So we would like to know what you think about this investigation. Log on to our Facebook page and join the conversation. And if you saw one of those unexplained lights, well, why don't you share your photos with Eyewitness Reports? Just email them to news@abc13.com.
The Sri Lanka Air Force states that it is keeping a 24-hour vigil regarding the unidentified lights that were witnessed in the skies over several parts of the island in the recent past. SLAF media spokesperson, Wing Commander Shiraz Jalaldin, said that no unidentified airborne craft had been picked up on radar as yet.
Meanwhile, unidentified lights were witnessed in the skies over several parts of the island yesterday as well. This is the unidentified light that was witnessed in the skies above Hambegamwa in Tanamalvilla at around 8:30 p.m. last night. Meanwhile, this unidentified light was captured on a mobile phone camera in the eastern skies above Ambalantota. An unidentified light was also recorded on a mobile phone camera in the skies above Ihalayagoda in Gampaha. News First reported on several similar incidents in the recent past. What are these unidentified lights? If they are not UFOs, then who is responsible for informing the public as to what they are? News First will remain vigilant.
CTV News at 6 with Joe Perkins.
Good evening. Thank you for being here tonight. We begin in the skies above Vancouver Island. In the past week, there have been multiple reports of strange flying objects darting across the horizon above Victoria. On Friday, a meteor streaked across BC, working its way down into Washington State. But it's what else was in the sky that night that has many curious, including a prominent UFO researcher who says he's now on the case. CTV's Gord Kurbis has the story.
A meteor tracking website shows the January 11th reports of people sighting a fiery object in the sky traveling from BC towards Washington State. But it seems that a meteor may not have been the only thing in the sky at that time.
There definitely some odd stuff took place on the 11th, and it took place on the island and the Victoria area, all around there, and definitely in the Lower Mainland.
Brian Vike is a UFO investigator based in Houston, British Columbia. That's right, the other Houston. His blog, The Vike Factor, is now filled with sightings from the 11th of strange lights and a triangular-shaped object the size of a school bus over Vancouver Island.
A woman had taken her children to school. She stopped. This is after a 6:30 meteor sighting. She had looked up, a flash in the sky again, bang, here comes this solid object, triangular in shape, 3 orange balls at each of the points. She watched it move along, it came to a hover, and then bang, all the 3 balls of light went into the center, and bang, this thing was gone.
I looked up in the sky and I saw just this light coming over.
It doesn't look like it's from Earth. It looks like it's from somewhere else.
We've spoken with Vancouver Islanders before about their strange sightings, and Vike has looked into many of them as well. He's been investigating UFO sightings across Canada with a keen interest in his home province.
What are you?
He was recently sent this video of a strange flying object over the Lower Mainland shot with a night vision camera.
And he's got objects doing all kinds of weird things in the sky at night and everything, and this is on a tripod steady and everything, so it's got some weird stuff.
Since starting, Vike has looked into more than 11,000 reports and says 90% of them can be explained. Usually people seeing light reflected off the International Space Station, and Chinese lanterns or search and rescue flares are often mistaken for more mysterious objects. But every once in a while, reports jump out at them, like this 2010 sighting by a woman near Campbell River.
This thing actually rose up from the ground, hovered a little bit, and then came towards her vehicle. By this time, she's kind of, getting a little excited and freaking out. And it went right over top of her vehicle, and it was another triangle.
Vike says 2013 is already starting off with an incredible number of reports. Anyone seeing strange objects is invited to contact him through British Columbia UFOs.blogspot.ca. Gord Kurbis, CTV News, Courtney.
භූත එළියක් දක්නට ලැබෙන බව ප්‍රදේශවාසීන් පවසනවා. මීට පැය දෙකකට පමණ පෙර මතු වූ එම එළිය ක්‍රමයෙන් ඈතට යන බවයි ඔවුන් පවසන්නේ.
මේ එළිය මුලින්ම දැක තිබුණේ වැල්ලවාය යාලබෝව ප්‍රදේශවාසීන්. එය තනමල්විල ප්‍රදේශයේ සිට බුත්තල ප්‍රදේශයට ක්‍රමයෙන් පැමිණි බවයි ඔවුන් පවසන්නේ.
තනවල පැත්තෙන් තමයි ආවේ. සතු පාට එළියක් ආව බීරිසියක් වගේ. ඇවිල්ලා මෙතනින් හැරිලා මේ බස් නායර පැත්තට ඇවිල්ලා ගියා. තාම පේන්න තියෙනවා. බීරිසියක් වගේ මේ එළියක් පාවිගෙන මෙහෙම පාවිගෙන යනවා. ඊට පස්සේ තමයි ඔයාලට මේ කතා කරලා එහෙම ගිහිල්ලා දැන් අර නැවතිලා තියෙනවා මේ අරහරිය. ජීවිතේටම පළවෙනි වතාවට අද තමයි මේ වගේ එළියක් දැක්කේ අපි මේ දරුවක් වගේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් කඩාවැටෙන එක දැකලා තියෙනවානේ.
මීට පෙර අවස්ථාවකදීද පුත්තලම ඉරණවිල ප්‍රදේශයටත් මෙවැනි යමක් පැමිණි බව ප්‍රදේශවාසීන් පැවසුවා. ඉකුත් 27 වෙනිදා අලියොම 4:10ට පමණ මේ එළිය මුලින්ම දක්නට ලැබුණු බවයි ඔවුන් පැවසුවේ.
බලනකොට මේක එනවා මං ඉන්දිසාවට කෙලින්ම මේ යානයක් වගේ දෙයක් තමයි හැඩේ වෙන්නේ. මට ටෝච් එක අරගෙන ටෝච් එක ගහන දුවන්න ගත්තාම ටෝච් එළියට මේක එනවා වැඩි වේගෙන්. මං ඊට ටෝච් එක නිම්මා. ටෝච් එක නිම්මලා ඊට පස්සේ දුවන්න ගත්තා.
ඉකුත් ඔක්තෝබර් මාස 8 වෙනිදා මහියංගන කෝවිල්යාය ප්‍රදේශයේදී අද්භූත යමක් නෙත ගැටුණු බව ප්‍රදේශවාසියෙක් පැවසුවා. ඔහු ඒ ජංගම දුරකථනයකින් වීඩියෝ ගත කර තිබුණා.
මේ වගේ දෙයක් මම දැක්කා සාමාන්‍යයෙන් පාරෙන් බාහිර විතර ලොකු රවුමක්. ඒ රවුම මේ බිමත් නෙමෙයි තිබේ සාමාන්‍ය අඩියක් පමණ විතර උස වගේ තමයි තිබ්බේ. මේක නිතරම එහාට මෙහාට පැද්දෙනවා.
කෙසේ වෙතත් මෙවැනි සිදුවීම් සම්බන්ධයෙන් තාරකා විද්‍යාඥ මහාචාර්ය චන්දන ජයරත්න මහතා පළ කළේ මෙවැනි අදහසක්.
උඩට ඉදී යනවා ඔය මීටර් වලින් හදිච්ච බෝල් එකක් ඒක ගැන වරින් වර වාර්තා තියෙනවා දේවතාවයිලි කියලා සමහර කියනවා. දැන් මට කියපු වාර්තා ගොඩක් මේවා හැබැයි මේක කියන විදිහට ඇවිදලා එකපාරට හතරස් විදිහට අල්සගන්නුවේ හැරිලත් වෙනවා කියලා කියනවා. ඉතින් එකපාරට කියන්න බෑ. ඇත්තටම පියාඹන පිරිසි වගේ එකක් එන්න තියෙනවා. පියාඹන වස්තුවක් මොකක් හරි.
Well, you can call it a close encounter of the Bay Area kind, a triangle of strange lights hovering in the skies over San Francisco. A couple of people whipped out their phones to capture it. That was video taken on the corner of 16th and Valencia, so we sent CBS 5 reporter Linda Yee to find out what was that.
Up there, look at the lights up there, dude.
It was definitely something in the night sky. Enrique Barrios took this video of 7 lights in a line with his cell phone.
Looked like flame, fireballs in the sky.
David Shelley took these pictures as they hovered over him.
Kind of looked like a fiery, floaty thing.
That is super strange.
So what did dance through the sky over San Francisco's Mission District? Even scientists are not so sure.
It's not a planet. It's not a constellation, it's not meteors, it's not the moon.
They're forming a triangle now, dude.
Witnesses said the lights flickered on and off, then took different shapes.
So in the beginning, they kind of look just like flying candles. And then afterwards, they start making formations, triangular formations.
But there could be a plausible explanation.
It looks to me like it could have been balloons carrying lights.
I am 100% sure this was a UFO.
You do admit that you had a little Christmas cheer.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tequila was maybe, an influencer.
Definitely not an alien starship of some sort.
That wouldn't be my first guess, no.
Well, just a few minutes ago, one of our viewers named Heather emailed us and said she swears they're probably paper lanterns because that's what she saw just a few weeks ago at Six Flags Discovery Park. I did check with the FAA. No reports of unusual aircraft flying over the Bay Area this past weekend. So, Ken, do you care to weigh in and maybe guess?
You know, I've known Bing Kwok a long time. He's never been wrong. And Linda, of course you understand that it couldn't be a starship because that travels at warp speed. Everyone
Okay,
knows that.
whatever. That's science
All right.
fiction anyway.
Linda Yee in the mission tonight. Thank you, Linda.